Your girlfriend is still in love with her ex. Oh dear. Alpha widows. Yeah. This is an email I got from a viewer called Doomsday, and I suspect that's not your real name. It says, "Dear Chainmale, I'm in a bit of a situation, man. I met a girl a few months back and we really hit it off from the start. She's sweet, she's loving, she's highly sexual, and I think she's the one. I've got that feeling. But there's an elephant in the room, however, and it's getting bigger and bigger. It's her damned ex, Cuthbert. Some dude she went out with about 1,000 years ago. He treated her like a bucket of crap, and yet she was totally in love with him. Scratch that, she still is in love with him. She says it's just part of her past, but he keeps popping up in every conversation. I have swallowed so many anecdotes about this guy, I could almost give you his damn life story. She still puts likes all over his photos on Facebook. Well, they don't talk as far as I know, but there's a kind of presence that this guy has which permeates our relationship. I feel like I'm being compared unfavorably to him all the time, especially sexually. She had a lot of sexual experiences with the guy as he gave her a lot of firsts. She gave me way too much detail, that's W-A-A-A-Y, too much detail about this in the first weeks we spent together, and I finally screamed at her to shut up about it. She got all upset with me and told me I was being a baby. She slapped me around. She slapped me around with the word jealous, right? To be honest, she hasn't brought him up since then. Oh, right, I'm fucking up. She hasn't brought up any of her spectacular, in capital letters, sexual experiences from this guy since then. Still, it's Cuthbert this and Cuthbert that. Either she doesn't notice the way it makes me feel or she doesn't care. This is tearing me apart, man. Doomsday. Okay. Well, let's start this with a little bit of immaturity. Cuthbert? Who the hell is called Cuthbert? Maybe we should extend a bit of compassion to this guy just for having a stupid name. He's got to carry that name around with him all the time after all. Cuthbert. Well, man, this is an ugly situation. But anyway, welcome to Man Among the Ruins. My name is Chainmale and I'm a transpersonal coach and an NLP master practitioner. I've spent the last 14 years coaching guys on life, love, women and meaning. Only last week I was speaking to a guy who's in his 50s and he was recently divorced and he's back in the dating game and he is, quite frankly, having a bad time. He says that all single women over the age of 50 are all, and I quote, out of their tiny little minds because they're carrying a hell of a lot of baggage with them. I agree, but men are too. Most people don't know how to deal with their own past. They have no idea how to learn, they have no idea how to let go of past relationships and past experiences. The result is a population of people who completely miss the present moment and they miss all the potential beauty which is out there waiting for you because they're anchored painfully to some kind of error, some kind of missed opportunity or whatever. And in this case, anchored to a person. When it's a person occupying your mind, I call it a haunting. And it's no less destructive than the ghosts from those paranormal activity movies. Phantoms of this kind will tear your life apart. Now, when I have a client in my coaching studio who's being haunted like this, we go through an exorcism procedure. Not religious, obviously, but there's no ghost, right? But when we talk about this, we speak of the lessons that need to be learned from this person who's occupying so much mental RAM space. At first, the client will typically say rather unthought out things like, well, don't date bitches, or never fall in love, or don't be an idiot yet. But after a little reflection, you get quite authentic answers. A client could say, I was being clingy, I was stifling her by hanging on too much. And so I would say, well, what did you learn from that? And he'll say, don't be clingy. So what I'll normally do is ask them to turn it into a positive affirmation so it's something that he can really learn. And then he'll say, upon reflection, always protect your own space, make time for yourself, make sure that your needs are covered, not just her needs. So you have to get the learning experience from the memory and then throw it away. Let her go. My suggestion at this stage is for you to unfriend her on Facebook, whatever, delete or throw away all of her photos, delete any message you might have from her, block her on your telephone. You're essentially dumping her into the memory hole. You don't need her anymore. You can and you should and you must completely forget her. Well, this is the problem. Your girlfriend is not my client. You can't force her to let go of the memories of Cuthbert. She'll either choose to do so or she won't, but what you can do is help her along with the decision. You see, she is what Rollo Tomasi called an alpha widow. The idiot guy imprinted himself on her very, very strongly because he exhibited in her perception very strong alpha characteristics. It's powerful. A young or vulnerable woman will interpret even the stupidest behavior as alpha. Basically, I know, he didn't love her, he acted nonchalantly, he was a prick, he was arrogant, whatever. And it was her needy mind that turned him into something that he wasn't. She's in a type of a hypnotic state, and if she is still in love with him, it's with a silly, idealized fantasy version of him, not the real him, not the man himself. She takes every memory and distorts the crap out of it to elevate this wonderful Cuthbert dude into a godlike level. In reality, he's just a guy, he's just a normal guy. He's not a god. This is the magic of the alpha attitude on an impressionable female mind. He probably got to her when she was either vulnerable or very young. It was her need for an almost father-like alpha figure that produced the phantom that now haunts your relationship. So, as for your fears of comparison, dear Doomsday, she's not comparing you with the man, she's comparing you with a non-existent phantom. Now, how do you get rid of this bastard? Well, you have to take on the role of the alpha man yourself and tell her what you want. Don't bully her, don't scream and shout, don't get all hysterical about it, you just tell her what you need. Get rid of him completely, or I'm going. No mentioning him ever again. No Facebook, no photos, no Christmas cards. Everything about this guy goes directly into the trash right now, or I'm gone. Now, to be honest with you, you need colossal balls to do this. You must be willing, truly willing, to walk out of the relationship right then and there. And she might resist, but your alpha must be stronger than her memory of this phantom dickhead. You basically have to slap her with reality. Choose me, a real man who actually does love you, or the memory of a jerk, but you can't have both. Then your mind will close like a slammed door. You must not be flexible anyway. Don't accept any half-hearted response from her. It's either a yes right now, or it's nothing at all. She might resist in some way and give you some kind of excuse. Nah, you're just being paranoid. Nah, it's my life. Nah. Whatever kind of resistance she gives you, you just ignore completely. You respond with, well, you know my position. It's up to you how to respond. Calmly. You're just telling her what you need to tell her. If she folds that very minute, or that very same day at least, and chooses you, well, good. Maybe at some time in the future she'll test your power, and when she does, walk out immediately. Not angry, not slamming the door, not calling her a bitch. You just say, right, leave her, don't call her, and start seeing other women immediately. If she wants to get back in your life, she's going to have to make an enormous effort, and suddenly look who's the alpha. Cuthbert, I still can't believe Cuthbert becomes some silly little farty memory. If she does choose the memory of that dude, well, now you know. You've just saved yourself a hell of a lot of wasted time and a whole lot of pain. She's the one, you say. Not until she chooses you, she's not. I'm Chainmale, and this is Man Among the Ruins.